Hello everyone, welcome to the episode 2 of this series, which I plan to make about some tips and about the Chaos playthrough. And right now we are at the Yongling region, so I hope this episode will cover the main part of tree refining and foundation, basically in the Yongling region. And first of all, we should be able to find a nearby town, and if you can't find it that easily, there is always this little road post which tell you where the nearby town is. I think you should know this already if you are playing Chaos. Anyways, the first thing you come to the nearest town, you should be just buy this is kind of a new event, basically grant you quite some money, if I recall correctly. I think this was only added in the recent few patches. Basically, they are trying to make Chaos easier and easier. That's why you have all this new events. So thankfully, I got this event, so now I actually have the money just to buy a fine sword. Doesn't matter what the rarity is, just buy one. And if you have the money, you should also buy a Yongling, this psychic charm, which will allow you to discover those special places. I would say buy two right now I don't have much money, but when you have the money you should buy more just to use them and sort of discover everything in this Yongling region. And to get money, the best thing to do is just take all this bounty. You should just take whatever, this kind of 2-star ones. For example, this one basically allows you to kill a monster within the town. And once you do that, you will naturally gain some, material sources. So you should also take all these collecting quests as well, and just go outside, defeating several. Go outside to the dungeons, defeating the monster, get the money, finish the quest. And another thing is this kind of thing. So you can take this kind of, lost ring quest. You don't need to actually finish it. What this does is it gives you this quest, right? And you can see the person is at Tang, okay? And if you now look at the map, you see that this is where it is. And now you know here is where Tang is. Sometimes it can be hard to find all the 5 towns. And if I recall correctly, this allows you to directly teleport. If the person is at a town, you can directly teleport to this place. It's very convenient, isn't it? And usually this person here, it will show you don't really need to finish this quest because sometimes it can be difficult, and also even if you manage to get the ring, you might just anger this person. But if this person NPC has been roaming around, you can use it as a way to teleport into different towns and sects. So this is an easy way to find out where the people is. And just randomly taking all the other quests, because you can. You could also just abandon this one quest once you find out a town, for example doing here, and take another quest from here. Again, this new one, you can see this person is at Jinghong Sect Yongling branch, and now again, okay, so it's around here. So this is just another good way to let you find out those important sects and towns. Let me just try to go here. Okay, in this case I don't know anyone, so I can't teleport there, but you at least you have some idea there is a sect here, which can be very helpful. Alright, and here comes the main quest. And usually it triggers the first or the second month when you spend the month in the Yongling region. And just to say that, so I won't show this because this is literally the main quest. I'm sure you are very familiar with it. Just a small thing about this is this usually gives you a motion skill book, which is quite good. And when this thing happens, you don't need to choose this. Just say I have nothing to do with this and let this be, because if you choose the first option, it will trigger those events which makes the Yongling region look very ugly. and you anyways cannot finish this quest until you are at, let's say, Golden Core. So there's no point of choosing to this now. You can always come back. Just remember where you triggered this quest. For example, here now I know that I triggered this quest near this Huan Yu Sect. So you just need to remember to come back and start picking up this quest again once you are at Golden Core. And as I mentioned before, you can use the Psychic Charm to reveal the different special places of the map. And I would recommend you do it somewhere, in the middle, and because this have more chance to see more different spaces. And just remember to save before you do this, because sometimes those places are at a weird location, and in the beginning you are lack of money, and this thing is quite expensive, so you might want to just save and load and use other location where this gives you more places. So after using this, it reveals me the sand one, the storm one, and 2 land of spirit and 1 land of arcane, and flower forest. So what does this do? It will usually give out a shape of like this, and this means all the others either are in the top or somewhere here. There's also a small chance they are around here. So which means in this case I might want to come to this sect, use another charm, come to the top sect, because I remember there is another sect on top, use the charm once, and maybe just use the charm another time around here, which takes like 3 more charms. And if I recall correctly, they are kind of expensive. Yeah, 600. I need 1,800. So need to do a bit more quest. And for to enter in Sect, because I have saved both the NPCs from the very beginning, I already knew there are 2 sects here. One is Huan Yu Sect and Huan Yu Sect, I think. And this one should be Zilan Sect. And for example, Huan Yu Sect here, it has 6 different martial arts. And it doesn't really have sword, which I was thinking that since this will be a for new player video, and sword is actually the most easy way for a new player to start this game. It's a very easy element, and it's kind of, you can see that it was the developer's favorite one as well. And just to show you here, now in order to be enrolled into this sect, you need either of these 3 requirements. Either you have good stats fulfilled, or you have affinity, or you have recommendation letter. And in this case, I fulfill all of them, so I can enter. But if I want to get enrolled in a different sect where I do not have recommendation letter, as long as I fulfill those requirements, I can still be enrolled in. And also, you should take a look at Spirit Pavilion to see what is their sect fates. Sometimes, if you are really min-maxing into a specific build and your entire map don't have that sect fate you want it, before the recent patch, you might just restart the game. But now, since you have the new item which allows you to choose a certain sect fate, I think it would be easier. And here it has this Blade of Heaven's Eye, which is actually a pretty good fate in the patch before they introduced Reborn and Transcendent, because this allows you to kill high-level NPCs. But in this patch, it is still useful for that purpose, but once you're at Transcendent, it becomes useless. But it's still not bad. I might consider just enter this sect as well. And one thing is, if you see this, there are 6 elements. This means that this sect should have a the main sect should be somewhere in the Wuxian region, so here. And I already take a look at the Zilan sect. It has only 4 elements, and that means the main sect should be around here in the Immortal region. Just a small trick to know what I be prepared for. And normally there are 2 ways. One is being a sect disciple or elders, one by one until you move to the region where you have the main sect, and then you become sect leader. Or you can always find a small sect. So every game, not only the one you have the Elder Dragon Aura, but actually every single game, there will be a small sect in the Yongling area with only one element, where you can directly become the sect leader there. And to be honest, not only you are min-maxing, but also if you're already familiar with the game, being a sect leader early is always a big advantage, because that gives you, the access to everything the sect have, including skill fruits as well as skill manuals. And it's always good. You might lose some fun being a sect leader, but I think it's still worth it. And I think if you are playing Chaos, you must already play a normal playthrough, so you already knew all the sect tournaments and everything, being a disciple. So I'm still debating, but I think I might just directly find the small sect, become a sect leader in Yongling region. But I will probably do that once I'm at late foundation. So for now, I might just get into this sect. So you just apply, and then you need to wait for next month. Alright, now I just win the sect tryout, and I am enrolled into this sect. And because I had saved a person of this sect, so I should get more contributions. And yeah, this is, I think, an event which can be triggered after the sect in tryout when you first play. So there's this person which should have the same sexuality as you. So I'm a female character, so this is also a female, and she will ask you, or he, if you are playing a male character, will ask you, do you want to accompany her? And I would actually suggest you to choose yes, give it a try, because in this way the person will become, and you should agree to become, a bonded brother or sister, because this person will give you, from time to time several pills and etc. And it's not that bad, I would say. And yes, this is additional 50 points because I saved the person. But I think you only get it if you have the recommendation letter in your inventory, if I recall correctly. So now, once you are in this, sometimes you can trigger this quest. Basically, it kind of teaches you how to use the behemoths to convert different fruits. So just, go ahead and do it. Let's say I want water, and this way you will get more fruits. And if you go to different part of the sect, you should have more new players guides for you. Another thing is, if you go to the council hall and come to the sect territory, you should be able to see where are the 5 sects in this area. So for example, we already knew there's Huanyu sect here, this is our one. There's the Zilan sect over here, and from our quest, the ring quest, we will know there is this Jinghong sect over here. But from this you sort of have an idea there is another Canglong sect over here. And yes, this one, Dingyue sect, this should be the small sect which only have one element. So this is a good way for you to know where are the other sects. Because sometimes you might want to go to each of them, check out what is their sect destinies, to determine if you want to continue to save or not. And in the treasure pavilion you should be able to find all these fruits, and you should try to get your main element as high as possible. Also, I would also suggest to get something like fire and wind if you want to do it more easily, because wind motion and fire motion are both pretty powerful and they have their own uses. And for example, fire motion can use it to defeat a mountain spectre easily, and to do that you need a fire motion. And for wind, wind motion skill basically makes your own self invulnerable. And especially for newer players, you can just always equip a wind motion in case of very difficult fights. And actually, if you go to the manual library, you can always try to look for some mind motion skills. For example, in this case, there is this tornado wind motion. I might, just to buy one. And another thing which I found which is actually really important is a good guide. So a guide is the mind skill which gives you energy. But a good guide means you have this, for example, the force sub-skill here. For every one enemy you use cast skills, you will receive 1 shield point. This is very important because even if you only have 1 point of shield and the boss is dealing 1000 damage to you, it will perfectly cancel the entire 1000 damage if it's one-time damage. So no matter how much shield points you have, it can always cancel 1 damage. So I will just buy it immediately right now. And now, you buy everything in the sect using your contributions. Now I only have 30, so I should, if I want to buy this wind motion, I should probably start doing missions. And because all this new player's guide should give you quite some, good peel, and it is quite nice to have this. And I think usually this can help you go through at least Tier Foundation to defeat those big bosses. But these pills are very useful. I'm just rearranging it. And I forgot to learn this water motion because I didn't feel like. Okay, you can always starting from doing some easy ones. Just I would recommend don't do these 2 missions. One is kill the cultivator, another is to retrieve this manual, because this one requires you to actually kill a person, which means their relative, their friends can come and revenge you. It's always just a chain effect of events which leads to nothing good to you. Similarly, this one you need to basically steal this thing from the cultivate NPC. The problem is, you can do this if you are willing to save and load, but there are already too much save and load in this game, and I just don't bother to do this anymore. And I just finished my sect mission so that I got enough sect contribution. But the first thing right now you should focus on is get into late stage of chi refining, and you can always do the cultivation in the Spirit Pavilion, because this is much faster. And do this, and now I just need another peel. You can always buy those in the town. And this sect mission, I think you have also encountered. So this depends on what kind of food you are supposed to make, and you only get a hint of what food you need to make when you take the mission. And if you ignored that and forgot about it, then just choose anyone. It doesn't really matter. You just get 1 less item as a reward. But I sort of remember I need to have chicken, so for chicken you do drop spirit rice, and for pork you need drop spirit husk, and for bamboo you drop holy spring. So that's it. Sometimes this thing can actually be dangerous, because sometimes it can give you a big monster, like a Dangkang or something, which is quite scary. But otherwise this should be an easy fight. Right now I'm taking my sweet time to do all the sect missions and exploring the region, because you really don't need to be hurried about this. You have enough time to go to Foundation. No need to hurry. And so if you did the correct one, you get 1 extra thing, like extra item, which is not that much. And you can see that I'm not even doing anything, I'm just letting it pass, because it will take me a bit more effort to defeat those ones, and right now I do not have any correct mind skills. I only learned the one with the shield, the guide. So this one, and I upgraded the skill so that I unlock this sub-skill here. Right now I don't need to comprehend it, because I only need the fact that there is 1 shield is enough. But I would like to have something like a move, and also the attack menu. Then I will start to try to go to Foundation. And to do that, you can look at this. Only choose Heaven, because there's no point of doing Earth or Mortal one. So I need all the 6 cheese. I will probably not try to defeat the big monsters, because it's the same thing. Because you can just simply get all the shards and then combine them. And for this, actually, if you want to do a crit damage build, you should probably try to get this. And if that's the case, you might try to defeat one of those 6 monsters and save and load to hopefully for a drop of Fire Jade, because this does give you 30 crit damage. Other than this, I've assumed, yeah, this, and also this 3, it actually tells you where the Land of Spirit is. For example, here it tells you the Land of Spirit of the Dingjie Sect North in the Yongning area. So by looking at this, and you can sort of have an idea where to find them. But I think this is only for going to Foundation, and for the one from Foundation to Qi Condensation, so the Land of Arcane, you won't be able to see this. I wonder why do they do this. Okay, so sometimes I think this is something which is added in a recent patch. That sometimes on the map you see this little thing, and normally this thing appears near your sect if you are doing some sect quest. But here, as you can see, I'm very far away from my sect. So this is something new, but if you get in there, you are basically given some kind of book, which is quite nice. Again, I think the developer just adding this new year event to make your life easier, because this only happens in the very beginning of the game. So this is something I want to show. Sometimes you can see this little shining area in the map. This is actually means there is a Immortal shrine here. It's just you can't see it where you are at Qi refining. You need to be at least at Qi condensation to see this. But somehow when you are going through the months, you can actually see it. By the way, so and I knew this at Yongning State has to be Jade Blossom Shrine, which is really important in the part of the game because you can get skill fruits from it. But that will be taught later. So right now what I'm doing is just exploring the area, and a small trick is if you go to this place, so 69.95, and you do a Feng Geo here, you should be able to trigger this thing. So click on this and Mr. Remain Joe will give you a mount for Foundation, and it's much better than your Flying Sword. Just remember that. It's actually quite helpful. This is a small event. I mean, I think the best way is to play these events as what you wish to, but the so-called correct way, min-max way to do it is going for a cool breeze, because after doing that, you will get something from the person then, which is better than just cultivate. Again, this small event, I think you guys already meet it before, and you should know what is the correct thing. So you choose this, and you should not catch the deer. Obviously, you should play with the deer and confirm, and yeah, follow the deer, forget about the treasure, and then you get one of the Qi, which is pretty nice. Okay, so this is the thing that you might encounter in the dungeon, that there's this extra room and you see someone here that you can choose to help them. But look at the health bar first. For example, this person have less than half of his health left, which means this person is hurt and you can help this person safely. If this person's health bar is more than half, like say 70% or 80% or even full, don't even try to approach the person, just go away immediately, because you have a high chance that the person will attack you instead. But in this case, I think, which means this person should be correct, should be safe. I hope I'm not wrong. So I can, heal the wound maybe. Yep. Alright, yeah, indeed. So you got someone to help you. Alright. And if someone wants to debate with you, you should always do it. I mean, because it does give you a lot of skill points, star points that you need. And so how to choose these answers is actually pretty easy. You just need to find this person. If you go to click wheel here, find his inner traits. So this guy is upstanding person, so he loves friends and sect members and hates enemies. And in this case, if I understood correctly, basically he's a nice guy, but he does have his principles, which means he don't randomly give up things. Sometimes I know there are some weird questions, doesn't seem to have a correct answer, but you just need to remember the correct answer once you have the experience. For example, this one is very easy. Have some decency. And here, for example, in this case, if you want to give up in time, so if this person is selfless or kind, you should choose, give up cultivating because you want happiness. But if this person is upstanding, I think you should continue. And similar to this one, you can only save one. This is the weird part. So basically, in this game, it's said to be saving your family is the righteous, so the correct option, and save your lover is more like self-centered option. So evil person will save your lover. And so in this case, I don't know, this is a weird logic, just accept it. And in this case, if you have everything correct, he will like you, and you get quite a lot of knowledge. And whatever it is, I try to show you what's the use of the knowledge. What is your problem? No, I don't care about you. Sometimes there are too many events going on when you pass a month, and you might choose a carefree personality just to avoid all this unnecessary events. Okay, Immortal man appeared. Alchemist appeared. Now I got this also. That is not bad. So you should, take this because this allows you to have more chance to neutralize the water damage, which is quite good. And so keep an eye on this kind of messages because, for example, because the code, I can't pronounce it again, but the Coatl, I guess, should have appeared some months ago. Where I was still in the beginner's village. But the point is, if you probably want to keep a track of this so that you can fight the big monster in time to get your resources, because otherwise you don't know it exists and it can just randomly happens to disappear like this. Also, Mushroom Man give you and Alchemist can both give you the books for herbs and the alchemy, and they are kind of important, and especially you want to build up everything, max things. But I think at Chi Refining you can defeat them. It just takes more resource and time. It's not really worth it. So normally I tend to do this kind of quest after I reach Foundation. And finally I can show you, which should be a common knowledge, but the knowledge point, you should convert them into skill points. And by debating, especially early times, this can give you quite a lot of skill points, which is quite useful. So, Alright, just want to show this. This is a classical one. So, about chicken and egg. So this is a weird thing. So for good characters, the internal trait kind, selfless, etc., you should choose chicken first. For the evil one, you should choose egg first. And if it's the middle way, you should choose you what. Don't ask me why, just that's how it is. Another weird debate options. So this person is selfish. So basically considered not good. And the answer for the debate in this case is, if you are a good character, choose one skill. Bad character, choose many skills. Again, don't ask me why, just remember it. I am in my first land of spirit, and let's see how it goes. The Coatl. This is actually not an easy one. You have to knows how to dodge his skill very well. Okay. So when he does this, you should just wait till 4 rounds and then start use motion skill. And then would be an easy thing to do. Let's try this. Let's see if this will work. Press E. It worked. And I get this. I realized that I haven't talked about how to use the Gourd. But yeah, basically you can see how to use this, everything. Just put your mouse onto this question mark and it will tell you have this card. So basically when you're in battle, press F to summon the imp. And if you want to use the Gourd to get the monster, you should press E. And you can click Refine Monster to get the imp. So for example, now I get this guy. I mean, the point is, so the numbers, whatever they have here, and even their skills are random. So if you don't like whatever you have got, you could always, before you refine the monster, you could always save and load. It's the same thing. Let me see, what do I have? This guy have actually 4 skills, which is not bad, but he attack is pretty low. This guy have more attacks. Maybe, just maybe, I will assign as a guard and send this guy to drag this guy and let him descend out into adventure. So yeah, now you already have all the translations. Basically, the first one allows you to find the manuals and material for comprehension and cultivation. Then second one gets spirit stones, elixirs, and third one gives you spiritual fruits, addition books, and fourth one can give you Taoist fruits and breakthrough materials. And well, for the item for imps, all 4 of them are the same. You can get item for imps no matter which one you choose. For now, let me just randomly choose this one. And after you send the person to, adventure, the imp to adventure, every month there's a chance it will come back and bring you back something. But this is again a chance thing. And when they come back, they might learn something new. For example, this mushroom man have 2 skills and 2 adventure skill. They might learn some new things, but I think the maximum adventure skill is 3, if I recall correctly. But yeah, in order to let them break through, you need a certain breakthrough. I can't do it now. For example, here, you need the Imp Realm Elixir. So basically, those things you can always get from adventure. And that's how you use the Gourd. This is a good example of the imp adventure. So I sent my imp, so the mushroom man, to adventure, and he actually took back quite many things. He took back some, the chi item, which I actually don't remember what is it. Yeah, this is the one for the imps. You can use to heal a wounded or dying imp, and also it also brings back this Imp Realm Elixir, so which allows your imp to break through the realm. And also it learns an adventure skill, so it's pretty nice. I don't need to send it again because I might want to send someone else. So teaming, I can put 2. I'm using Harpy right now, so I'm putting this guy. Let's go. Yeah, still this. And let's see the second Land of Spirit. Okay, the crab. Which is not that bad actually. Especially if you have enough, defense. The crab is actually very easy to fight. I mean, especially when you have the imp with the Gourd. When things like this, you cannot do this. You just use your mind skill. Your motion skill. Oh god. Or when you can dodge it, you don't need to use it. Alright, try it. No. Damn it. But it's okay. Well, this can happen. Absorption fails. But yeah. So this is the last Land of Spirit, and it should be Dangkang. I will show you when I'm start fighting it. And so I just realized I haven't showed my stats. So basically, you can see this is my stats right now before I fight all this Land of Spirits. So 38 attack. This is because I have studied a mind skill, a move, and I upgraded the skill to maximum, and which give me quite some attack as well. Then I have the shield guide, and I have a technique to increase my defense. Apart from this, I have save load quite a lot of time to drink this wine to get mighty strength. You can see the last 2 months is because I already used 1 month while fighting these 2 Land of Spirits just now. So I try to find all 3 Land of Spirits, drink wine once, and then do all of them in one go in 3 months, so that I don't need to do all this save and load to get this buff again. But let's see. Right, time to fight Dangkang. So I summon my imp. The first thing he will do is summon, then he will do a shockwave. No, okay. So sometimes his attack pattern was, made different because of my imp have stunned him. But now he will charge twice. Once, twice. Sometimes it's like this, just use your motion skill. Don't worry about it. And this would be 5 times of shockwave. And will be 5 tornadoes. And okay, because I just frozen him, so again, to stop this, now he will charge. This is actually annoying. He'll charge again. God. Charge again. Five times this. Will be 5 tornadoes. 2. Now he's done. There's no more 3. Now it will be a charge. Now it will be tornadoes. And he will charge twice. Once. Twice. Nope, absorption failed. Very good. This is a pretty bad example, but because I have a guide with generate shield, which actually allows me to survive. But also the thing is, the boss usually have a certain attack pattern, but when you freeze him using my my special skill, or when my pet, so my imp, start to stun him by using Mind Devour, this sort of mess up his attack pattern. But the general attack pattern with Dangkang is fixed, and you can find it in one of my videos which talk about Hellish Dangkang, but it's the same. Alright, now I should have got all 3 of them. The 3 treasures. I saved the other 2 in my tree vault. The next step is just to farm some shards, and then we can go to foundation. This is, I don't know how many times I try to farm this Harpy, not because I die of it, but simply because I can't get the item that I wanted, the crit damage item. But I have confirmed I will do this one last time. If I don't get it, it is what it is. I will just break through, use the 3 orange item. Let's see. Right. Again, fighting Harpy is pretty easy. You just need to go around, because all his skill is pretty slow. But you need to keep moving, purpose to avoid this, rock. Because this rock can actually stun you for quite a long time. Like this. I am stunned. I'm still stunned. Now you see why you have to keep moving. I'm talking as if I got stunned by on purpose to show you that, but the fact is I didn't do it properly. But Harpy should be a pretty easy fight, as long as you keep moving. And yeah, after so many SLs, I never get to absorb with Harpy, so I kind of give up on that as well. But let's see. Alright. How about this? Come on. Oh my god, it actually absorbed it. And I even get the Fire Jade. Wow, this is a great run. I'm not even acting. This is actually the first time I get the Fire Jade, and first time I managed to absorb it. Okay, that's pretty good. Because I've already got 3 red rarity, the chi item, 1 from farming Harpy, I think 1 from the deer small event, and 1 from a reward from saving that NPC from the dungeons. So now I only need other 3 chi items. I don't want to wait for the great monster to spawn. So the best thing is just roam around in special area and do some fight. So for example, right now I am in this, I don't remember the name, but it's where the tree monsters or evergreen stays. Actually, evergreen can be a tough fight initially, so it's good that I can just roam around. And also, this is the place for you to farm the item where you need to comprehend in the chi refining stage. So it's good to do something like that. And I'm just, maybe since I've never showed any this kind of boring dungeon farming. I mean, this is not really dungeon, but it's just fighting small mobs. But yeah, I guess I will just record this part for a change. And it is, as you can see, it's kind of boring, but I think you only need 3 times. Yeah, farm 3 times, they should give you enough shards to get the, what do you call it? Yeah, to combine it to the chi item. Yep. And so yeah, you get these shards. You can, if once you get 100, you can go to the town and combine it into a purple rarity chi item. And as I said before, the rarity doesn't matter. It only affects the chance to successfully break through. Doesn't really change your stats. And also, it gives you this, the comprehension sand. You would need those things in order to comprehend. But since I am at chi refining, and there's really no need for you to comprehend, so I just farm a little bit more. This probably goes without saying, but just to show it, you need to go to the workshop, combine, and then you can combine wood chi together. And there's also something which is not useful now, but in a later, you might want to combine G2 soul stones. I mean, basically stones where you need to learn a manual, because G2 is usually the one which is most needed. Alright. So I am about to break through to Foundation now, but the one last thing I want to show you is the end of this quest, Master's Recluse Room. And so you basically come to here, you just go along this, you get this Alchemist insight. You could learn a recipe. No, there's nothing here. Interesting. And you could also sit here for a while. And this will grant you something that is, here. So basically, if you have this thing, and when you start a breakthrough, you will add several more rewrite destinies to it. I might just break through very soon, so to show you what are the options. Otherwise, because this will reduce all my breakthrough options, I might wait for 2 months. If I found the first time breakthrough, it's not that great. Okay. Alright, I am about to break through now. I have already reached maximum, late full, and let me just show you. I have the Alchemist inside with me, which means I have the chance to get those special fates, and also will break through inside my Sect Spirit Pavilion, so that I am guaranteed to get this as one option, in case all the other options are bad. But as I said, if I found the list is not what I wanted, I might wait for 1 more month for the buff to disappear, then break through. That's it. If you just auto add, it will add everything automatically, but as I said, I might want to, instead of this or that, I might want to, instead of this, I want Fire Jade to increase my crit damage. Let's see, 69%, more like 9% if I recall correctly. Let's see. Yep, 9%. Alright, so what will happen here is you have got this. So in this case, you can actually infinite eat whatever pills you have. There's no cooldown, so it's a good thing. But you just need to wait for the countdown. And you can also use your motion skill. Ah, come on, don't do this. Oh god, I used all my focus. No! God damn it. I can't believe this. Oh well. What? Oh, it happened. Oh, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm sorry. This is fine. This is fine. So yeah, as you can see, I got Blade of Heaven. This is my Sect fate. I got Precious Extract. I think this is one of the 2 elixir fates. And yeah, Incredible Elixir. I don't want to choose any of this. And as well as this one. This is definitely bad. Bad. Only good if you're using a Dragon Sect. Not bad. Here, is this one bad? Well, Blood... I might want to just take Blood Power. It's actually, in general, a pretty good one. Alright. And I would say that's it. Alright. I think this episode will be already pretty long. But now I am at Foundation, so next episode will be about going through Foundation. I will probably take quite a lot of time to farm some Sect contribution, because I want to buy a lot of skill fruit, for example this one, to get my normal, those elements to a certain degree. Then I will quit this Sect, go to a different sword Sect and switch my main skill to sword, because I think, yeah, since it will be a new player's guide thing, I should just use the most easiest element, sword. But you can see I'm using the water skill, and I can pass through all these big bosses without any problem, as long as you already knew what is their attack pattern. And alright, okay. Then after that, I will go to break through to, let's say, what is it called? Just before I break through, I will quit the Sect again, join the small Sect, and then break through to Qi condensation. Then from there, I will talk about become the Sect leader of the small Sect, and talk about how do you manage a Sect. But that will be, I don't know, maybe episode 4. Yeah. Alright. So that was about it, and thank you for watching. I guess this will be quite long, but I'm not sure. And I'll see you next time.